record that too. Okay, looks like everything is good. The YouTube chat is at least showing, but for some reason the other chat box doesn't want to work. Okay, let's fix that, shall we? By typing in the thing. Okay, now let's get to YouTube. We're not going to be that flustered. Even though I have the screen right in front of me, if I try to make sudden moves in OBS, that thing is going to start freaking out like crazy. Like now. Gotta love those red bars. Okay. Testing. Because my setups are very hokey. Okay, good. Okay, good. Now the banner's moving. Now, oh, God. Oh, wow. Okay. Yep, there goes Cass. There goes Cass. Okay. Yep. We just started and we already got some scuff. Oh, wow. He's already, like, checking up half my room. Okay, let me make you a little bit smaller there, buddy. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, then let's go ahead and begin our introduction then. And then we'll try to fix this live on stream. Okay. Salut, Terence, everyone. This is Terence here. And I am an idol in trading, hoping to bring smiles, laughter, and joy to everyone around the world. Oh, he's back now. Also, while playing games and doing fun activities. And, of course, today's activity is an episode of Terence Talks here. And we are joined by my guest here, Cass Cassidy. And I'm going to go ahead and undeafen, and then we can begin our introductions. Okay. Okay, I'm undeafen now.
Howdy. Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? How's it going? Can you care to introduce yourself to everyone, please?
Yeah, hi, howdy, hello. My name is Cass Cassidy, amateur VTuber, professional burnout, and today I'm being interviewed by one Terence. And I have an OBS that will not fail a third time. It was perfectly fine the 20 minutes we had up beforehand.
Yep, true. Oh, yeah, let's see. Okay, yeah, let me turn on my BGM. Okay, there you go. Okay, let's unmute you. There we go, our BGM's playing. Yeah, that's not the first time. We always forget that whenever we go on tangents. But that's okay, though. But let's go ahead and begin with our questions.
Yeah, sounds good. Drill me. And I'm also checking out real quick. It seems like your BGM's kind of loud, dude. You mind dropping it down? I can't hear my voice off this guy.
Okay. Let me see if I can turn you up on Discord, actually. Oh, yep. You're on 100%. Okay. All right, I bumped you up to 200.
That's okay. I mean, hey, as long as your desktops are reading in orange and not in like blazing red, that works too.
Of course. I put limiters on my stuff to prevent them from peaking.
I think if I'm hitting red and you have limiters, that just means I'm just gonna cut off it in like every 5 seconds.
Nah, it should be fine. It's all good. But yeah, on to our first question now. How are you doing today?
I'm doing A-okay. I'm doing good. I woke up on 3 hours of sleep and still made it to my 8 a.m. Class, so I did not get fired. So we take that. We take those.
Ah, that's good. Oh, yep, and how was the class, actually?
Pretty good. I was apprenticing, so I was teacher's assistanting. Didn't actually have to do the content, but I did have to show up, so it's a living. It's a living.
Ah, that's good. And hello, Geyer. Welcome to the stream as well. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, is that G&G? Hello, G&G. What's up?
Yips. Ah, that's good. So, what was your class about?
Well, I've talked about this on stream in the past. I used to work in tech support, like IT specialist stuff. I actually did take a break for a bit, and then I've done a transfer, so I'm moving into more of a training capacity. So I get to yap for a living, and now when I come back on stream, my voice is twice as roughed up.
Ah, I see. Ah, yep, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily for me, I kinda barely have to yap to my bosses. They usually yap to me, being a fast food worker.
Really? Tell me about that. How often are you just in your head being like, tick tock, like just how often are you clock watching?
Like pretty much like every 10 minutes, apparently.
Yeah, I haven't had the experience because whenever I was working in food services, I was working in the back of a kitchen at a comedy club. So it was like you'd have everything. You'd have drunks, you'd have people smoking, you'd have comedians being vaguely problematic. Like nothing. There was no time to watch the clock. You were just like, how long is this set? Because I don't know how many things can happen in the span of a 20-minute show. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when people have way too much alcohol and start blowing things out of proportion, huh?
It's not even the alcohol, honestly. It's just like when a comedian's bad, it's bad, and they get angry.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, you ever been to an open mic night and watched someone just like fully bomb in front of like 20 plus people?
Actually, I have not, but the closest thing I've seen to that would have to be some of the shows on Comedy Central where they do have people do stand-up comedies in front of crowds and then crack jokes most of the time.
Really? Like you've seen some dead air? Usually, I used to watch a lot of those 30-minute specials. Like the Donald Glover one's pretty good. I think like there's some pretty fun Mike Birbiglia ones. But yeah, no, I usually think like Comedy Central's pretty good at curating who they give their slots to.
Ah, okay. That's pretty nice. It's been like a whole good couple years since I actually seen Comedy Central, so I'm not sure if they're as good as they used to be since I barely watch cable TV anymore, but if they're still doing it, then that's kind of good then.
Yeah, no, like Comedy Central Presents is running as strong as cable is in a world that's now digital, so.
Okay.
Bad, but comparatively not bad enough as it could be.
Okay. Yep, sounds good. Well, good to hear that they're still going strong at least. Okay, then on to our next question. Is this your first time being interviewed?
In the case of being a VTuber, yes, this is the first time I've been interviewed. I mean, in terms of like interviews, like job interviews, post-game interviews, but for like not sports, for nerd stuff. Sometimes in like school newspapers, but that's about it. This is the first time Kaz Cassie has made an interview appearance.
Ah, nice. Yep, it's always feels good to hear that, actually, because it's always nice to get to know more VTubers and smaller ones as well, to help you guys get a little bit more notoriety, as well as get your feet on the ground as well.
Now, when you say notoriety, do I need to make a scandal? Do we need to fabricate some beef here right now?
Yeah, not really. I mean, unless
Dang.
you actually do want to start fights with
I'm just saying,
certain people.
we could make a shortcut out of this. We could make a shortcut out of this here, Terence.
Nah, we don't need to do that. We don't need to
Just imagine the Google Docs.
Oh yeah, like we don't have 1,000 of those already. Yeah, that would be interesting right there. But yeah, especially with all the Google that's on Cinder as well, especially on the other woman who's... Well, let's not mention that here, otherwise...
Yeah, we're not gonna... No.
No.
No, we're not gonna mention the triple percussive fox.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah, good. Oh yeah, speaking of Google Docs, what would probably be the one that stood out to you the most when you actually read one?
Well, let's see. There are a couple of them. I think the big one that I am looking at right now has got to be the Doki one. The Doki one's coming up from the rear to be like, wow, this is actually probably a good use of a Google Doc. I think, like, you know, with Doki, you know what she's been through, what she's able to do. She's had terrible luck, and it seems like in this case, like, she's pretty much exonerated herself. So I'm happy that it seems like these things have a function. But sometimes I'm seeing these people that, like, I'm oompies with, we're mutuals, and I'm like, you have put out so much content, and you've also put so much content in this Google Doc that I did not know possible for the amount of interactions I have witnessed between these two parties. I am so sorry, but I don't want to read this for the sake of my mental health. Yeah, no, but it's just gotta be. It's Google Doc season. Like I guess people are done with college, and they just need to, like, get one last essay out before they go into the workforce, and they're just being like, yeah, sure, Google Docky.
Oh, yep, definitely. Gotta love the high school drama. It just go ahead and put your entire problems on paper and then trying to expose people.
Yeah, I mean, in some cases, like, warranted. I think in Doki's case, someone says you're scamming them, and then you figure out that the person that you're paying labor for wasn't doing anything, or at least didn't have proof of it. Like, you should do that. Like,
Definitely.
I mean, Terence, you should know here. Like, we're public-ish figures, like, to a lesser extent. Like, the human mind shouldn't have more than 20 relationships at a time that are, like, significant. You've got, like, can I do math? What's that? 5 at least 500 times as many as I just said. I think that's how math works. Like, that's gonna mess with you if if your entire existence is, like, public perception. I would be defensive too. I get it.
Of course. Definitely. Especially when you have over 1 million subs.
Oh, for certain. Especially when it's just you out there and you don't have, like, a corporate machine behind you anymore to block or, like, do PR. Like, yeah, no, it's a lot of stuff you got to keep in mind there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep, anyway, on to our next question. Did you felt nervous being asked to be on the show?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna sound like an arrogant blowhard, but no, I mean, like, I yap. I now, after, you know, that job switch, I now yap for a living, so, if it wasn't you, I'd be oversharing while playing Balatro. That's kind of how it goes.
Ah, I see. Interesting. Oh, yep, how many hours have you put into Balatro now?
Yeah, let me see, because it's almost exclusively, I'll start playing and then I'll play it for 8 hours. I'm opening up my Steam right now to check. Okay, let's look at this here in my library. It says...
Also, folks, don't mind the hand tracking on the Magic Mirror. My webcam can be a little bit jarring at times.
I am currently sitting at 131.3 hours.
Holy
that
crap.
puts it. That's nothing. I've seen people with higher. More people have been here, and I see Pedals in the chat. Hi, Pedals. Pedals has interrupted multiple Balatro streams where I am trying to throw him off of the rhythm, and it seems to be working.
I see.
Yeah, no, if I'm looking at my games right now,
Welcome
it
in,
seems
Pedals.
to be... I have my top 3 games that aren't actually just my streaming like application or like my Vtuber model editing thing. It goes Paladins, which is a game that's dead. I haven't played that since last October.
Mm-hmm.
Hollow Cure, which I played on 420, unrelated. And now Balatro. Which has like almost fully doubled the next game, which is Celeste.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
G&G's got a good point. Are you really a fan if you're not going 100 hours deep? I mean, what is that in terms of like days? That's a little bit over 4 real-time days. Like, High School Kaz put that much hours into Minecraft on a week. Like, the weekday week.
Yips. I attempted to interrupt Terence once and he completely countered me. Well, good times. Oh, yep. That was when I actually missed your call and decided to return it. Also, it's 1 hour, not 2. But yeah. Oh yeah,
I mean,
I think around that time I was playing... Well, I was on the ending point on Mario Luigi Brothership, and I actually called him, and then around that time he was asking for some advice, so... Did have to give him a little bit of advice on something. Well, not really much advice, but...
What was the advice?
I think on something about shipping.
Oh, shipping? Well, Pedals, the big thing about shipping to be aware of is the exchange rate between Canada and the US is going to flux with the incoming tariffs.
Yep.
So you're going to want to get that done quick.
But unfortunately, I couldn't help him with that completely, but it was a fun combo.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've got Pedals a couple times before. I think there was... there was a time we were talking about bread for a long time, and and then we ended up talking for like 6 hours about like oddly named cities in Australia. Oh, and I think my favorite one is the one where he jumped in. His Discord had, I think, our mutual Wef's image on there. Maybe it was Wilku. Maybe it was another person who I keep forgetting. But then his body was like right on top of like my I guess like my message of the day, which because it was Easter. Keep in mind, because it was Easter, Amelia Watson had risen from the dead to do a concert, and I was like. Because I'm a huge Amelia Watson fan, I was like, she is risen, because over the past week I had been saying, the Balatro will continue until morale improves, and then at some point in the intervening hours, the Pope died.
Oh, so yeah.
I was like, well, technically speaking, I was raised Catholic, so I had to add the message over because I was like, is this blasphemy? Am I gonna get excommunicated for this? So what to do is, to the message I was saying, she is risen, and then underneath it I was like, rip Pope though. Unfortunately I did a typo, so instead of rip Pope, it was ripe Pope, which if we're thinking about it, if he really was ripe, I don't know, maybe they did. I don't know if they went for cremation. They could have been a burial, but like it would have to be fresh.
Ah, yes. I mean, what I was thinking, right, I was practically thinking, hey, we have a freaking buffed up Pope now, and we practically have to see him take off his robe and oil him up now.
No, yeah, that's the spirit. Get ripped. Get real jacked, baby. All about them push-ups, sit-ups, and plenty of juice.
Indeed. Show us that 8-pack Pope.
No. This guy's got to be on that Mr. America kind of like diet. You know what I'm talking about? Freaking WCW level Hulk Hogan in a very terrible mask.
Yep,
like
Hulk
those
Hogan,
20-inch pythons going 25.
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely. Yep, just make him look like he's in steroids now. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, Petals, if you didn't want to think about the oiled up Pope, did you think you wouldn't hear something like this? How many times have we had a conversation where it doesn't end up like that? The answer is, above 25%, but the fact that it's 25 is enough.
Of course. But that's usually how it goes most of the time, because you never know when typos can be misinterpreted by anything out of pocket.
Oh, I think based on like how explicit it was in the timing, I fully earned any sort of like excommunication or holy smoting that Papa Francis would have sent to me.
Just imagine him as an anime pope. Oh yeah, that would be interesting too.
Oh yeah. That man's I want that man to hit the Watashi wall and then hit me with Saint Peter's staff and knock me straight to hell.
Right. Yep, it'll be like a Marvel comic minus the Marvel comic. But anyways, on to our next question. What are your hobbies?
So in terms of hobbies, this of course, I don't know if y'all have seen any of my output, but recently it's been a lot. About back in October of last year, it was like, let's do daily streams. So I've actually cut back a bit. Mostly all the pre-edited content, the shorts, those have slowed down. It's just been a little bit more long, kind of chill, maybe like more Twitch than YouTube style streams. I play a lot of Balatro, play a lot of Minecraft. I used to watch a lot of anime. I still keep up with the industry, but I don't really do like that much time just sitting around because I'm spending a lot of time with y'all. In terms of other things I'm doing, like outside of just like this digital box in these four corners, I've gotten into running on I'm using a stationary bike. I'm constantly like just posting on my Twitter just like how fast does it take me to bike a 5K, because it's been like really fluctuating recently. Beyond that, I mean, I sing, karaoke's fun, and I don't know. Last month I was really getting into basketball, but now that the kids are out of school and like they're more athletic than me, I don't want to go on the public park, and I also don't want to get a gym membership, so that's gonna hold for a bit.
I see. Yep, you mentioned basketball. Do you play basketball with your any siblings? If you have any siblings, that is?
So we're Filipino, so there are two kinds of basketball players in the Philippines. Sharpshooters are people who can go really fast. Me and my sister are neither. Likewise, she is nowhere near me where we live, so it's really just me out there alone, just trying our best, and sometimes it works.
I see. Oh yeah, how big would you, or tall would you say those kids were that usually play basketball? You see it?
Oh, the ones at the park, they're at least 5'9".
Oh.
Because like a bunch of them are like also like athletes training the off season. I've seen a couple 6'5" guys, and I'm just like, I'm 5'8", and I'm the tallest person in my family. You get the court. I'll just go home. I'll just walk home from here. I'll just go.
Yeah, understandable, because I think the last thing I would probably want to do is play basketball with someone who's taller than me and practically keep blocking every freaking shot I make it too.
Well, that sounds like some coward behavior. I'm leaving because I know that I'm going to be ruining their court. Not because of like me being worse and losing, but because I will be having to take up as much time grabbing the ball as they are for just doing layups.
Layups and slam dunks. Yep.
Yeah. Things one of which I do sometimes, the other one I definitely can't.
Oh yeah, I can understand that.
What, you don't got them sick hops? You don't got those Air Jordans pumping up your feet?
Oh yep, I used to have those shoes when I was a kid, but I'd say they kind of went out of style, and my parents didn't have money to buy them for me as a kid, so now I pretty much just buy my own shoes now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I should probably get myself a better pair of basketball shoes. I've been using a $20 pair of fake Converse All-Stars for like the past 2 years. My feet have got to be telling me something bad because I feel like when I'm out there and I'm going for like more than like maybe 20-30 minutes of regular cardio on that, they're just like, have you ever seen the movie Total Recall?
Oh yeah, the classic one or like the remake?
Classic Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Ah, yep, I think I've seen that one.
So do you know like when the thing burst out of his chest, he's like, Quaid!
Oh god. Yeah.
I'm like, that's what my heel feels like when I'm playing basketball for that long in those shoes.
Oh yeah, that definitely sounds painful, alright.
Oh yeah, no, but it builds character. And bunions, but mostly character.
Yep, understandable, of course. So would you say building character is a little bit more important than anything else?
Oh yeah, I mean, have you seen how many freaking outfits I've got? Like, they're all free, but I've got like at least 10. So I mean, this is people are joking because for the past like I would say month, there's been maybe 2 outfits I've been using. And when I switch to this next one to show you, it's gonna look weird because I have a green screen, you have a green screen, the hair is green.
Yep, and you'd probably look bald.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna look bald right now. Here it is. So like, the skin
yeah.
I've been using the most is the Jonkler.
I see.
I got myself a nice purple hoodie. I've got green hair that's slightly longer. I've got a smile on my face like Heath Ledger. And I also added some like eyeshadow. It seems to be working pretty well.
Ah, okay.
Bald.
Yep. Indeed.
Yeah. No, so it's because I mean, the first thing I was like, well, I'm playing Balatro. The main thing is like the Joker, because you're playing with like tarot cards and like specific like rogue-like elements that are gonna change how you score hands. And you know, cards, Joker makes sense. And then I started playing Persona 5 because when I woke up one morning, I was like, looking cool, Jonkler. And I was like, oh, fuck, we gotta do this now. Oh, can I swear?
Oh, that's fine. I don't mind swearing.
Yeah, okay, alright, sweet. So, like, that pun has single-handedly added 31 hours of playtime to Persona 5 for me.
Ah, okay. That's nice. Nice.
I'll move off. I'll regain a hairline in a second. Give me one moment, y'all.
There we go.
Ah.
Back to normal.
Yeah, no, G&G. I also see the Crow references. If I could, I would have gotten like a Sting, like with the bat and the jacket. I'd love to have that, but I don't think I want to do that to them right now.
Yeah, Sting's a legend.
Oh yeah, no, he's awesome. We love Sting.
Yips. All right then. On to our next question, which I had to get rid of the painfully obvious one, so I'll just go to the pretty more interesting one, and that's, how did you get into video games?
How to get into video games? Yeah, so here's the thing. Have you ever been like at a Filipino birthday party, any sort of get together, or like just a large gathering of Filipinos?
I don't think I've seen a Filipino in my life, but I have been to some family gatherings before.
Okay, so basically, there's a lot of we have a lot of aunts and uncles that aren't our aunts and uncles, and because like there's a history of like immigration and like communities being built out of like the Filipino community, because we send a lot of guest workers over to the States. I was in a large, basically pod of families where a bunch of them were nurses, some of them worked in tech, but the big thing was it was a lot of dads who would get their kids handheld games pretty easily. Like some of them were engineers, so like, yeah, of course we'll buy this. And lucky for me, my family wasn't that, but I had really cool uncles that were like, Kaz gets to have a video game this year. So eventually, I remember my cousin got me my first Game Boy. My parents caved in, got me the DS. My other cousin again got me a GameCube, and I would always like be over there at his house playing things like Kirby Air Ride, Smash Bros. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. It's been a lot of Nintendo stuff. Like we never actually touched in my house anything that was outside of Nintendo, but the kids that were like my cousins but not real cousins, they were very blessed to have PlayStations and Halo. So it was a lot of like Firefight, Reach, and Forge whenever we got together. So that was the diet up until I was like maybe 14 and I got my first computer.
Ah, okay, nice. Oh, yeah, you mentioned Game Boy. So would you say the Game Boy was your first console and introduction to Nintendo games?
I would say the first thing I was given access to was probably actually watching my cousin play on the GameCube. He had an Xbox, but I didn't really pay attention to the games because I was like, I don't like shooters. But yeah, no, I'd be watching him on GameCube. But the first one that I actually owned was indeed like it's I think it was a pearl-colored Game Boy Advanced SP, and most of the games I ended up getting were hand-me-downs. So the first game I ever actually remember playing, and not because of it's great, but I mean the game is great itself, but it was because once again, another cousin that's not my cousin, but actually from a different group of Filipino uncles, he gave me a Game Shark version of Pokemon Emerald that had infinite rare candies and all 3 starters. So for about like 6 months, that was how I thought every single Pokemon game was supposed to play. And then I restarted it, and I was like, "This is what's happening here." So that's probably the most memorable like first gaming experience I had.
Ah, okay. So you had like a Game Shark had version of the Pokemon games, and you thought they were meant to be played like that?
Oh yeah, no, I just fully thought that like, oh, this is like a can I say it? Like a not a pillage the village. That's a Flash game. It was like a raise the fields in your fire kind of game where they just like let you loose with whatever, like if you were playing Sims but with like cute Japanese monsters.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Oh yeah, my Pokemon experience was pretty authentic compared to that though.
Yeah, what was your first Pokemon game?
Let's see. My first Pokemon game, if I remember correctly, was actually Pokemon Blue. And then I never beated Pokemon Blue as a kid because, well, we kinda had financial troubles as a kid, of course. Well, my parents did. But then, but I remember getting all the way to like the Elite Four, I think. And I think we couldn't really beat one of them, actually.
Yeah, that might be. I mean, like those games, love them, appreciate them. They created and they spawned like a franchise that will probably outlive both of us by many centuries. Yeah, those things are held together by like thumbtacks, some loose twine, and a dream. Like those things were not play tested. A lot of those things are not evened out. If you ever tried to play anything with like a critical hit speed like connection, it didn't work. Like if you did like, what is it, Slash, the move like that's normal type and is explicitly called out to be a plus critical hit chance, I'm pretty sure it just didn't hit those. So not entirely your fault. You were playing what was fundamentally a broken game. Interesting.
And then I think after that Pokemon game, then I think I played Pokemon Yellow, actually.
Okay, but that one's fun. I like that one. They have Jesse and James. It's one of my favorite versions of like you have one team, because like in every like generation, it's like there's a weird collective unconscious thing going on with Pokemon fans, or maybe it's intentional based on like how you do routes, but you can usually guess like 3 or 4 of like everyone's first playthrough Pokemon. But with Pokemon Yellow, they give you like the first 5. Like you have the Pikachu, They give you the 3 starters, and you can get a Snorlax. So really, it's just like, who's the one person who's not actually a part of the team?
Yep, that's gonna be a hard thing to figure out too. But yeah. Oh, yep, and welcome to the stream, Sen. Hope you're doing well. I remember Lufia 2 had a mini-game called Pocket Monsters in 1995. You would catch creatures in these little balls. I guess Pokemon came out like a few years later. Ah, okay. Well, I haven't heard of Lufia 2 in a while, actually.
Lufia 2, that looks like that's a 95 game. You're right. And Pokemon came out... Let's see when did Green? Because you gotta remember Pokemon Green and I think and Red were the first ones.
Yep, and hello,
those came
Ace.
out in
Welcome
98,
to the stream.
so 3 years later. What?
Yeah, I guess that means Pokemon isn't 100% original then.
I wouldn't say that. No, conceptually, because that's like saying a game that's a game with volleyball is like copying off another one. It's literally like I don't know if you look at like things like My Hero Academia where the names are so on the nose that like it kind of hurts. Pokemon just like the anglicization maybe of the words pocket monsters. It's in katakana. So like that's like if I were to say the word pocket protector or like wristwatch and like say like no one else can do that. Like I don't think we can say they Fine Bros React copyrighted the term pocket monsters.
Yeah, no real copyrights, of course.
I don't think that's what that means. Oh, well, Ace is also talking about Yep, Ace, we are for certain talking about Pokemon Gen 1 being a labor of love, but that labor is constantly about to fall underneath the floorboards. Oh, wait, actually, you're right. I forgot. I was looking at the localization. Good catch on that one, Ace. Good catch.
Yips. Okay. Pokemon might be based on Lufia's Pokemon, but that's fine.
I mean, like, that's another... I think we should look into this. This is the hard-hitting VTuber journalism here.
Indeed,
like, let's see. When did Ken Sugimori start doing his design? Because you got to remember, like, is every vampire movie that comes after Twilight about Twilight? Spiritually, conceptually, maybe... Apologies, something's on fire in my house. I will be right back.
Okay, no problems. Yep. There. Don't worry about it, folks. Just a little sound on Kaz's end. He'll be back soon. Also, I like how his model is just still moving around despite being gone off the camera. That's pretty neat, actually. But yeah. Oh yeah, about the Pokemon now. Yep, and we heard that in the background too.
Believe it or not, that's not the first time. That's not the first time in the past 2 months where something's caught on fire in my house.
Ah, okay.
Wait, 1 second. John, dude, hey, I'm getting interviewed right now.
Damn.
No, it's for nothing. It's for a VTuber who has like 3 CCV. You're fine. Okay, well, I won't set my controller. Howdy.
Hello there in the background.
Had to double check.
Okay, no problems.
Yeah, no, I was like, it's a low stakes. I was like, everything's on fire, so why not? Yeah, no, I was just like, is this guy gonna dox us based on the fact that like I have like a fire alarm going off? It's like we're fine.
Yep, nothing to worry about. No,
and at this point, I know at least 2 people. The one person in the chat has known enough about my life.
I see. Oh, yep. Back to Pokemon. I think I was also talking about the other games I was playing. Unfortunately, I skipped over for Ruby and Sapphire because, well, money as a teenager, didn't have those, as well as Diamond and Pearl and the last Pokemon game that I did play. Oh yeah, I skipped over Jet 2. Yeah, I did play Gold and Silver. Gold and silver probably be my favorite gen, of course.
I think like Gold and Silver I think are good. I think the remakes are actually probably peak gameplay because you get to have the Pokemon walking behind you. So did you ever play Heart Gold Soul Silver?
Unfortunately I haven't, but I did play the original, of course. But yeah. Oh yep, and then I think after that, then I think I skipped over Ruby and Sapphire as well as Diamond and Pearl, and then I don't think I touched any Pokemon games since I got a 3DS and played X and Y.
You gotta play Black and White. Black and White's so good.
Oh yeah, Black and White. Oh yep, we'll pretty much keep that in mind eventually, whenever we have time. My backlog of games is pretty high though, so can't promise
anything.
How much you
gotta... I mean, that's just your physical backlog, but like, how much does that compare to your Steam backlog?
Steam backlog, I think I have about 100 games in Steam backlog in my wish list.
On your wish list? Ooh. Actually, let's check the numbers on that.
Oh, yep, Miss Platinum as well. I think around that time I was thinking Pokemon may have gotten a little too stale for me, and of course financial problems too, so there's that.
I think, if you want to, sail the seas, you'd enjoy Platinum. There's a lot of quality of life stuff. I would not recommend, if you're doing your first generation 4 run, seriously, doing like base Diamond or base Pearl. There's a lot of like type diversity that needs to be like fixed out a bit. You've also got to like watch out for the fact that for some reason they just slowed down like the motion when you're surfing. So like every single thing, especially when they start adding more water, it just takes forever. But Platinum runs fine.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I went a little bit off track on there. Actually...
No, you're good. It's fine. We had a fire emergency, and I had to explain to my friends that they didn't have to worry about doxing me afterwards, so...
Okay. Alright, on to our next question. What are your favorite video game genres?
Okay, yeah, so video game genres, let's see. Well... If I'm gonna look at, like, hours, it doesn't really hit, because I do hit big fads. I hit a lot of big fads. So, like, I'll trend into being like, oh, maybe I like playing hero shooters, maybe I like Paladins, maybe like Marvel Rivals. Give me a month after, I really don't care for them. In terms of, like, the ones that stay with me, I've been a big fan of JRPGs for, like, the longest time. I really need to get more Final Fantasy in my life, but, I played 7, I played 10, I played 10-2, and like those was like a trifecta of just things I really spent a lot of time during like the 2020 to 2022 area, just like locked in. Beyond that, there was also just Xenoblades 1, 2, and 3. I think I put at least 300 hours into each of those.
Oh.
And I'm liking Persona 5 Royal right now. So I guess like JRPGs are looking pretty high there. Beyond that, of course, Pokemon is by far one of the most like pressing, always here kind of like comfort games I've had, and I've been going strong since like Gen 3, and I've gone back to play the old games too, so I've hit every single generation. I just refuse to play DLC.
Okay. Very nice. Oh, you mentioned Final Fantasy. What was the last Final Fantasy game you played?
Unfortunately, I think Final Fantasy, I played the first part of the remake for Final Fantasy 7. And then, because I'm a weenie, I was like, wait, this is the part when things go bad and I have to say goodbye to, like, my 3 favorite characters. And I was like, I'll just stop here and get back to it. And then I just never went back to it. So I know the changes, and I'm fairly certain they're fine. I mean, like, they're Nomura. So, like, it's gonna be your Kingdom Hearts style writing. Another series I like. But, like, it's, last one to completion, I went back and played Final Fantasy VII Original, maybe about a couple years back.
Nice. Okay, that's good. I actually did recently play the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I actually did kind of like its combat a little bit more little bit compared to the original, and I especially like it a little bit more than Final Fantasy 15, and I kind of like 15's combat too.
So I gotta get into 15 because I love. Okay, so the thing with Final Fantasy 15, I got really invested because like Final Fantasy 15 is that game that has so many projects where like it's not a full story unless you're looking at every DLC, all the comics, all the anime adaptations, and Kingsglaive 2. So I just never got to play the actual game. And then the one thing I was like, well, what's gonna get me to buy this game? It's the song "Bros on the Road" off the OST. Because I think I was like joking around. I was like, yo, and this was to me and my two buddies. We're going on a road trip. We need to find ourselves a Bros on the Road remix, playlist. And then we just searched that, and like the track existed. And I was like, well, I guess this is our thing. We just like blasted it because like the vibes in those car scenes are just amazing.
Okay. Ah, yeah. There we go. Yep,
Oh, hey, Notobot. What's up?
Hello, Notobot. We're in the middle of an interview, so if I don't see your message, I do apologize, but I will reply to you in the comments, so don't take too personal. Because I want to keep the flow going. Oh, yep, anyway, let's go ahead. Oh, yeah, you mentioned Kingdom Hearts. What would you say your favorite Kingdom Hearts game is, actually?
Okay, so this is one that I will go to war for, and I have done that very many times on the internet. My favorite Kingdom Hearts game is 358 Days Over 2. I know it has a stupid name. We can't fix that. It happened in 2008. You know what else happened in 2008? Financial crisis. We're getting over it. But it's a really good story, and I don't care if you all think that the line, "Who will I have ice cream with?" is stupid. It's sad. It's profoundly sad. And I'm heated because I know for a fact I've had this argument with someone who's watching right now. Ace, if you're here, hello.
Yep. Ah, I see.
I'm preempting the roast. I'm preheating the stove.
I see. Understandable. I actually haven't played it, but I did hear its story was pretty good, at least.
It's so good. People make fun of Sora for being like, you know, for lack of a better term, kind of goofy. No, Roxas is definitely like a 2007 DeviantArt like OC that like people kind of actually like, which is a miracle upon itself. So if you run that with him, you give him an Amnesia storyline. Everyone loves Axel. Xion is my best girl across the entire series. Like, it's the perfect storm. And it's about going to a dead-end job. So like sometimes like I just come back to him just like, he's just like me for real.
Ah, yeah.
Ace, what the heck? Wait, who was I talking to? Wait, was I talking to Ikta about this? We'll have to figure this out. Later.
Yep. Oh, yeah, and he says he likes Kingdom Hearts cringe. Wow. Yep. A very bold thing to call Kingdom Hearts, honestly.
They know what it is. It knows what it is. It's like that dog gif where you just like post it and you're like, yeah, I know what you are. You're cringe, but you're free because we let Nomura get away with a lot.
Of course. Yep, moving on to our next question. Who's your favorite video game character?
Okay, video game character is a difficult one because like there are a lot of ones that like I think stick with me. So I'm just gonna go through like ones that are like really come to mind first. In terms of protagonists that I really like thinking of identifying with, as much as I love Noah from Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and like Shulk and like his like very British break the rules indomitable will of human spirit kind of thing, my favorite Xenoblade protagonist is actually Rex, because like it's such a good story about him like growing up and like learning to be an adult. It's definitely the game that I needed when I was playing it, so he kind of stays in my heart. In terms of like vibes, in that series I actually do really much more vibe with like Lord Zeke von Genbu, if you have ever seen. He's a chuny massive tank. This dude's a tank. He's got like scars on his chest. He's from like what's essentially Oslo, Norway. But it's just straight out. Yeah, he's got like a leather coat, But like, no, his nip's got to be freezing. In terms of other characters that I really enjoy, ooh, okay, let's see. If you ever played To the Moon, I'm a big fan of Neil Watts. He's one of the two doctors in that. It's like a visual novel-ish game. It's from like, I want to say like 2010s era. Kongao and Freebird Games, they do really good games. Y'all should look him up. He's snarky. He's metatextual. Honestly, he's kind of a bit of a dick, but I'm like, sometimes he does the funny Hadouken. But yeah, I think those are the two main ones, and I do also enjoy just Madeline Celeste, just Madeline from Celeste. It's no questions. I think that she is very relatable.
Ah, okay. Okay, good choices. I especially like Rex's storyline too, especially.
You played any of those games?
Oh, I played a little bit of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and I did play Xenoblade Chronicles 1. I never got around to finishing it, but I did see the endings, and I did really like Shulk as a character as well.
Yeah, Shulk deserves the world. I do think, like, if you ever want to go into 3, you do need to finish 1. Like, it actually does add a lot if you played both of the previous ones. You still don't need to play X. They did port it, but you don't need to play X to get that trilogy.
Yeah. Oh, X is actually one of my favorite games in the series, too.
Really? So you're someone who actually had a Wii U?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It was pretty much one of my favorite Wii U games, and along with other Wii U titles. We'll probably get into that later, though. Looks like OBS is giving me some crap.
You've got like a Luigi's Mansion game. Yeah, it looks like you're kind of standing at attention here.
Yeah, OBS is being a bit weird now. Gotta love you, OBS.
Is it your OBS or is it your tracking app?
It's
like it
OBS.
seems like it's moving my head around.
Let's see. Yep, it's fine on the tracking end. It looks like it's probably like a bitrate issue. Yep.
Ooh. You want to do a speed test real quick and see?
Yep, sure. May as well. Okay. Yep, it's still moving my shoulder at least. Yeah, gotta love it. Gotta love it when Wi-Fi decides to be weird as well as OBS. Okay. Because I'm looking on the window. Oh, well, okay. I think we're getting somewhere. There we go.
Oh, wow. No, we're right now, we're doing like some freeze frame robot moves here.
Yep. I'm looking on OBS, so I think there might be some delay here. It's all good.
Oh yeah, no, we're getting chippy. We're going back to pre-upgrade Kaz in terms of the hair kind of looking like I have curls now. Wow.
Yep. We're pretty much. Yep, OBS is turning us into a toaster oven now. Okay. Gotta love that.
All right. How's the sound?
Reset.
Here?
Okay. I think we're still...
Well, it sounds like at least the sound's going fine.
Yep, sound's going fine. It should. Okay. Hopefully that's good. I have to keep myself moved. Oh, there you go. You disappeared on me. Wi-Fi sure picked a weird time to start being weird, didn't it?
I feel like this is about time. Like, what? It's like peak. People are about to hop on gaming hours. Maybe the bandwidth's gonna hit you there.
Yeah, guess so. Oh, there you go. You're back now.
I was gone?
Yep, you were
gone.
gone.
Yeah, I did pop out. I was like, I'm on air on my VOD video.
Yep, there we go.
Huh.
Okay. Alrighty then. I think we can sort of continue. Sort of. Oh yeah, like 15 seconds behind, jeez.
Yeah, just run with it. Just run with it.
Yep, we'll roll with it. Show must go on. Okay. Alright, now on to the anime side of the questions. What anime do you watch?
Okay, so now's the time where I get to talk. Terrence, you've made a terrible mistake. You've given me the opportunity to talk about my favorite theory, which is the girlfriend spiral of indifference. There is a series of shows that I think are amazing if you want to feel the lowest of lows and the highest of highs. It all starts with the assumption that you're going to also, right after each of these shows, read the entire manga. So I always recommend to someone what they need to do is they need to start their anime journey. If they keep in mind, these people have to hate themselves. They need to start by watching all the current 3 seasons of Rent-a-Girlfriend, every single episode of Rent-a-Girlfriend. Then you need to catch up to the manga. I don't know how long this process is going to be okay, because they're actually finally on a date, and that date's lasted half a year, and you do that. You continue on. And then you instead of something quality, you watch another 3 seasons and possibly 300 plus chapters of, like, you know, middling stasis, hoping things get better. You go directly into Domestic Girlfriend, which only got 1 season. You watch Domestic Girlfriend, you're like, wow, this can not get worse. And then you read the manga, and then you realize, wow, life is beautiful and how it can find ways to disappoint me. Yeah. And then from there, you go on to Kanojo Mo Kanojo, also known as Girlfriend Girlfriend. I watched it the first time because I heard the OP and it was kind of based. And that is an anime about one guy who has a girlfriend, and then a girl confesses to him, and they're like, let's do polyamory. And then there are 2 more girls. The manga's good. It ends very nicely. There are actually very impressive moments of human pathos. Unfortunately, you can't do this anymore because I think those 3, at least, all got taken off of manga next. So you got to find somewhere else to do that. And then once you've gotten your mood lifted up by the idea that, oh yeah, no, sometimes people can love each other, you then go watch 100 girlfriends who really, 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 really like you. Because at that point you're like, maybe this means nothing at all, but I don't care. So that is the girlfriend spot. Start with the slog. You have to start with Rent-a-Girlfriend, so also it's Kanojo Okarimashu. Then you go to Domekano, Domestic Kanojo. And then you add 2 more Kanojos for Kanojo Mo Kanojo, and then you say that 100 times more for 100 girlfriends who really, really like you. And then when you're done with that, you watch a real, actual romance anime, and that's going to be either Horimiya, Dress Up Darling, and if you still have like some lingering, like, I want to punish myself, take a very slow run through Don't Bully Me Nagatoro.
Ah, okay. Interesting. So basically just a bunch of...
I'll write that down, that's going to be on the test.
Romance
See,
animes.
Ace knows what I'm talking about, because I talk about this all the time.
Okay.
Yes, romance animes. I love romance animes. I used to be a big shonen head. I was a big Naruto, Dragon Ball, not really a One Piece. I was actually a Bleach fan. But then I was like, why should I watch all these like long-running series when I don't have like the time? Because at that point I was just like, well, now I gotta watch things in bite-sized pieces, like at 26 episodes max.
Okay.
So
okay.
I guess that's where, like, Toradora fits in there too. Yeah, Toradora fits there too.
Okay. Very nice.
How much of the Girlfriend Spiral have you watched, Terence?
I think I only saw like the first episode of Rent-a-Girlfriend, and then I didn't go back to it since. I don't watch
story-wise, and in terms of being like an actual good narrative. That's the only one that's good. I wrote an essay on it. I defended it like a goddamn thesis on stream once. And I had to delete the stream because people got yelling at me. But no, if you don't want to hurt yourself through that process, you can stop there. Yeah, that's a
And
good call. Maybe I should name it the Konojum Apocalypse. I like that. I like that. That's a good call. That's a good call.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good name, Hill. Welcome to the stream, by the way.
Welcome. I hope you understood any of what I was saying.
And then I think, as far as romance anime
Also, like Gurren
goes,
Lagann. That's the
Gurren
series
Lagann,
answer.
okay,
It's Gurren
yes.
Lagann.
there we go. Nice. Gurren Lagann's based. Oh, yep, and back to our anime section. How did you get into
No,
watching anime?
I got the flag in my background right now. Yeah, so another one of those things where I had a lot of older cousins. And really get into that until I had access to the internet, like kind of free reign with Netflix in like 2017. But if we're talking about like exposure, definitely Cartoon Network. Was a big Beyblade fan, big Bakugan fan. I actually have some figurines of like not Naruto, of
Also disappeared on the
Yu-Gi-Oh
screen again.
characters off to my left side right there. So the fact that they all aired those on Saturday mornings was something. Toonami was a big one. Toonami and Toonami Jetstream. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Like my OBS is up fine. My video is tracking is on live. But yeah, so it's Toonami and their online thing for Toonami Jetstream is where I found some like of the bigger anime. Like I was watching Prince of Tennis. I was watching Mare, which is March and
now you're back.
Romance. And iShield 21. Yeah.
Ah, yep, good.
So those were the big three that I recall there. Of like actual consumption, I really got into anime in 2017. So I think they had aired Evangelion 2 Advance. Or wait, give me a sec. I have the actual title of that. I have the.
Okay.
I was right. It's You Cannot Advance. And they played it one night on Toonami. And I was like, well, I guess I can get into more anime. And then from there, it was just like a whole lot. I guess that pipeline leads to romance animes eventually.
Ah, I see. Ah, yep, very nice. Oh, so you mentioned Beyblade. What would you say your favorite Beyblade season would be?
Metal Fusion or Metal Masters for certain. I believe I have a strong connection to those because those were the ones that at the time Cartoon Network was really pushing, and they did it in tandem with basically the end of their push for Bakugan. So the toys were everywhere, and like because the Metal series is probably the most dangerous toy because those things were hard as hell. Of course, me and my cousins were mixing. The amount of times I took a Beyblade to the balls is above the number I can put on my hands. So art imitates life.
Oh wow, a Beyblade to the balls. That's a new one for me.
Are you telling me that like no one on the playground ever like used Japanese toys to harm you? I feel like that's a universal experience for anyone who played the metal series. Like before that, it was plastic and breaks, and now they have the ones that burst, the things that actual bust. Like that stuff is soft. No, this shit was metal. This stuff was going to scar.
Ah, I see.
Especially when some of my cousins, they had like the super assisted like power pull wheel. No, the rotation on that stuff could cut something off if you really tried.
Ah, okay. Oh, so Beyblade's actually kind of dangerous if it actually applies to the human body. Okay, good to know. Yeah, because I never actually seen people do anything that crazy with their Beyblades.
You've never had someone do. You've never had someone like go ape with some Beyblades?
Nah.
Just fully go monkey mode, just be like, ooh, things spin fast, and then just like chuck it out there. Oh, you're missing out, Terence. You're missing out.
Yeah, unfortunately, that sounds like something that Johnny Knoxville and some of their crews might do, actually. Though it'd be funny if they did that.
Just like, no, my name is Johnny Knoxville, and this is Beyblade to the balls, and you just get like Beyblade just going like directly at him.
Right.
And just like, the gimmick at the end is just the last one is just Wee Man on a spinning top.
Right. That would be great. That would be great. They should probably bring back Jackass just so they could do that.
They made Jackass 5? They made Jackass 5 like less than 3 years ago. I think they could do it. I mean, like, Bam, I don't think Bam's okay, but like, I think Wee Man, Johnny, and like Steve-O could probably do another movie. That's probably good.
Ah, okay. Yep, true. Very true. Oh yeah. Also, I think you mentioned the Bakugan too. Oh yeah, what was your favorite season in Bakugan?
Yep. That would have to be New Vestroya. No hate on the original series. The Phantom Twist is for certain top 10 anime betrayals of all time. That's mostly a joke, but it was a fun twist to see as a kid. I think the New Vestroya stuff with Spectre is a really nice step up, because I mean, like, the original Bakugan, yeah, they're all like 12, but like now they're like 14 and they get to do cool stuff. And there's like emperors, like space emperors, like the Baryons and Zexal. So I think the stakes were raised, and it wasn't so convoluted with the attachments like there was back when you go further on to like the Gundalian Invaders arc. And I haven't even watched past like the original series, and because I think they rebooted it. So I mean, are you familiar with Bakugan? Were you a collector? Were you a watcher?
Oh, I was a watcher. I was familiar with the first series as well as New Vestroya. And then I think after that, I haven't really seen anything past those ones.
Yeah, no. Ooh, I think it's Gundalian Invaders, then Mectanium. I think it's Mectanium Surge, but it's for certain like I grew out of it, and then I got into Beyblades because those things do physical harm, and also because I don't know if you know this, but canonically speaking, Moses split the sea with the Beyblade. And I've always respected the series for doing that.
Ah, okay. Oh wow, that's some Dragon Ball Z level stuff.
You've seen that picture, right? Oh my god, you haven't seen. I gotta get you it.
Oh yep, I'll have to look into that now.
Let's see, I'm gonna just get this. Just gonna get this video linked out. Oh no, I'm making you watch it. I'm gonna copy this link. You're gonna watch it after this. All right, Terence, in your DMs, you don't have an excuse anymore.
Peace. Splits the ocean. Okay, let's take a look. Actually, we'll watch it on stream. Beyblade Moses. Okay. Hopefully,
dude, I think if you watch it on stream, you might get this taken down.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to show the video. I'm just going to react to it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, I feel sorry for people who don't get to be exposed to Beyblade Moses.
Of course.
Anyone else in chat familiar with Beyblade Moses?
Hopefully this won't run up my frames anymore.
Any Beyblade Moses truthers there?
Oh, let me mute the thing. Oh, there we go. Oh, yep, this is Metal Fusion. Okay. Oh, yep, this glasses guy here. Okay. Ah, yep. Yep, I remember this. That was hilarious. That's great. Okay, that's great. Oh, yep. Let me go ahead and back. Bing. OBS. There you go. Oh, crap. Hopefully the Wi-Fi didn't use. Also, El Drago is still a crazy design. Oh, definitely. I think I especially like Medio El Drago, too.
Did Beyblade crash him out?
Oh, can you not hear me anymore?
You did for a second there. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Okay. There we go, good. Okay.
Yeah. No, Ace, I also remember rattled out of my Pegasus. I was like, gosh darn, they didn't balance this right. So they could have tried more.
Yeah, true. Oh, yep. I think on to our next question. Got a little bit off track on there. It's okay, though. Having fun. Apart from OBS being a jerk right now and my Wi-Fi being a jerk.
Oh, did I disappear again?
Oh, nope. You're still on screen on here for now.
All right, I'm back. I'm watching. I'm like, every once in a while I blip in and out of existence.
Yep. Oh, yep. And where were we on to? I think you already answered anime genres and series.
We like anime. You think you asked Beyblade?
Oh, yeah. What's your favorite anime character?
Let's see. I went through a couple of them, but if I'm looking just at, I haven't looked at my analysis a bit, but first and foremost, it's gonna be Kamina from Gurren Lagann. Simon's maybe in a close second. Beyond that, I think it really depends on what I'm feeling, but if we're looking at Evangelion, which is what I look at probably most frequently, it's gonna be Rei Ayanami. I am a big fan of Denki, the electric guy from My Hero. I think he's got some really cool vibes. The design's really fun. In terms of like movies, the big ones for me are going to be the Shinkai movies. So I like Hodaka, the main character, the little boy, Weathering with You, because he's just a dumbass, and I like that he wrote a kid as a dumbass and not like a genius. So I respect him for that.
Okay.
Let's see. I was gonna say like you say Fudo because I think he was probably just like the coolest person. If I ever wanted to like style my hair in a way that was like outrageous, I would want to have the Yusei Fudo hair where it's spiky raven and every once in a while there's just like a racing striped gold in there. Because I think that man had aura. He had aura. He had like some like legitimate aura when he walked into that club.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah,
probably Gojo.
Oh yeah.
And when I say Gojo, I don't mean Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean Gojo from Dress Up Darling.
Okay. Good.
Do you have any like hard feelings about like who's your favorite romance protag? Who frustrates you the least? Is I guess my question.
I think I haven't seen a romance anime in a while, and I think the one I kind of relate to the most would have to be the main character in this one anime called... What was it called? Say Yesterday to Me. He was pretty much this guy who was pretty much working at a convenience store trying to find his place in life.
Oh, the Midwest emo anime. Yeah.
Yep. I think I can pretty much relate to him.
Like 5 or 4 seasons ago, I remember. It might have been a couple of years back, actually. I know it's on Crunchyroll. Yeah. No. I've heard that anime, your American football record, and just like kind of just so that might be something I watched in December this year.
Okay. Very nice. Then I think as far as other anime characters I go, I do like going from Hunter x Hunter as well. Especially since the Chimera are
As one does.
practically...
He is of the two boys the least murdery.
Yep. And then there's also...
I mean, he gets a little bit of murder as a treat. As a treat,
of course. Yep, insert the Neferpito fight here.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, and then there's also...
Yeah, no, just like, you know, it's like if the buff Peter girl was like.
Yep, I think Discord's practically acting up too.
I think that might just be your. I really think you should probably just like run a speed test right now. Like, I don't know what your upload rate is, but like I think something's gotta be hitting it.
Let's see, frame rendering lag. Okay, let me reset it actually. If I try to move settings right around here, I think that's gonna definitely do something interesting. We'll probably do like his... We'll see if we can actually do that here. Alright, settings. Oh, wow, this is gonna really mess things up. This is
Ooh, no, we right now we're way of the house husbanding through this. I can see the amount of like hand movements we're making right now.
Okay, appearance, theme yummy, stream output. Okay, maybe if we lower the bit rate a little bit more, then I think we'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, are you pushing out like what, 3600 or below?
Oh, I'm pushing out like 6,000.
Because I'm 6,000. Yeah, if you just want a constant bitrate, drop it to like 4K kbps and like a keyframe interval of like 3. Because like 6,000 bps, like, and you're not able to hit that, that might be an issue. Like you may as well like kind of like.
Okay.
What is it? Not there's a real term for this, and I should know this because I work in tech. Oh my god.
Okay, that's about 3 in there. Let's see, slow. Yep, coder settings are on the slow, high quality. There we go. Okay, I think that's good for now, I guess. We'll see. Boosh. Come on, there we go. Oh, yep, there we go. We're kinda getting things here. Okay, I think I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it a little bit more. Oh yeah, do the robots. Okay. And looks like the Discord's definitely feeling it too. Oh, I hope the music isn't lagging out.
I mean, I'm here. Give me a sec. No, music is actually the most constant thing on here. The music seems to be actually oddly unaffected, like entirely unaffected.
Interesting. Okay. All right, that's good. That's good. All right, we'll just keep the show going. Keep going. May as well keep the ball rolling. Okay. Now on to our next question. Have you learned anything from video games or anime?
That's a pretty open question you got there. You got any prompts that I'm missing out there? Like I've learned a lot of things.
Some...
Like I've learned
Yep, maybe
I've
some.
I've learned the level of rhythm
levels.
that I have.
Yep. There we go. Yep, that's a start right there.
What are we saying here?
Yep, I was thinking more like maybe
Okay,
like
all right. So I mean,
some life lessons,
I've learned
I guess.
that my rhythm's not great.
Yep. Okay, that's a good one.
It depends, really. Honestly, a lot of the things I've learned from video games is fear. I've learned to fear amnesia. I've learned to fear the persistence of time. It seems like many of the games I play end with either my character being forgotten by everyone or having never existed. So there's Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2. I'm gonna spoil the ending, but I'm just gonna say one of the Final Fantasies I've been talking about. And, you know, parts of To the Moon. So I think a lot of that has just been like an ingrown fear of the concept of like no longer being remembered. If that's a heavy lesson to learn, that is one that one will probably learn from that. Beyond that, it's a lot of stuff like, you know, strategy, like being able to plan things out, take pride in planning things out. I never actually did do great at like Fire Emblem stuff, but when it came to like any sort of like city planners, I also didn't do great at that, but that's because I didn't have a goal. Any sort of like, you know, conquest games, I was doing fine. I've never played Civ. I know my friends wanted me to play Civ, but that's because they're good at Civ. Playing Risk, pretty good, but... So yeah, fear and proper planning means good things are going to happen, maybe, possibly. Is that a common answer you get on this show?
Actually, that's a new one, actually.
That's a new question? Well, I hope I didn't ruin it for everyone else.
It's all good, it's all good. But yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I think
Really?
video games.
What game gave you the most fear in your life?
Let's see. I'd say any of the Resident Evil games if we're talking about literal fear.
Oh, I mean, like, literal fear for certain, but I meant, like, an existential fear. Like, what game gave you a rework in the brain being like, oh, shoot, this could happen. Oh, shoot, this says something to the soul. Like, yeah, Resident Evil. There's some stuff there about, like, you know, plague and virus and in parts of, like, biohazard, probably some classism, but, like, what's the horror beneath the gore?
As far as that goes, I don't think I played too many games that actually did scare me, but I can tell you that when I did play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time as a kid, I was terrified and traumatized by Dead Hand, the mini-boss in that well.
Dead Hand. Okay.
I was traumatized.
But at this point, like, what? No emotional scarring, no long-running like phobias you've gained.
Well,
for the record, I'm not trying to Batman you into telling me your worst fears, but if you want to,
not really. I mean, not from video games, at least. Or anime, that's for sure. Maybe some IRL
then you're
stuff.
missing out on some real fun media. Non-anime? Oh, well then, wait. I feel like if you haven't been traumatized or emotionally touched to the point where like, yeah, no, this is gonna leave something with me, you have like a responsibility to try and look for something that'll do that to you, because like that stuff is very satisfying when it gets there. Like, you ever watched like an anime that just like was like, oh, I believe in love, but I'll never find it, or like, oh, I believe in the indomitable human spirit, but why did she have to leave? And I'm talking about Gurren Lagann, but like none of that, none of those like hard-hitting emotions when you're watching stuff, no visceral reactions.
Yep. I mean, when I do watch anime for the first time, I usually don't think about the stories too much until like maybe like the second watch. But then I think once the second watch definitely gets me.
You don't think about the stories.
But I think the one thing that did hit me emotionally was
my brother.
This one episode.
What are you focusing on the first watch?
Episode of Trigun Stampede, actually. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once I watched that one episode of Trigun.
What happened in the episode?
Oh yeah, what happened was I actually saw one of the enemies, or one of Vash Stampede's enemies, actually trying to risk his life and to protect something, and I almost kind of cried a little bit from that. And I think it was like in one of the really early episodes.
You almost cried a little bit?
Yep. Yep, I recommend Trigun Stampede for anyone who.
Tell me more, I say as I get my therapist chair going on.
And that's about it. But anyway, let's move on to our next question. And it's food related one, and it's called What's Your Favorite Food? Yep. Oh wow, we're about an hour and 25 minutes in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yep, I asked what was your favorite food.
My favorite food? Depends. I actually am going on right now a bit of a diet, trying to cut back on like a lot of like calorie restrictions and that stuff. Let's see. So I am actually moving away from what I would say, which would I like takoyaki a lot. I like takoyaki a whole lot. But I'm really getting into liking like because I used to be a big tofu person, but it was a fried tofu. So like I'm getting used to like raw tofu and a nice drizzle of like some sesame oil. And maybe and like some curry too, some Japanese curry. So like,
okay.
Calories going down, amount of red meat intake is going down, but like sodium's still pretty high.
Okay. Very nice. Oh, so what does your diet consist of?
Okay, well right now I think what's happening is I used to do a lot of just like takeout gas station meals, but I've really been trying to work on like what I'm eating. So a lot of rice-based dishes. Curry is my main thing. A lot of like vegetables that I'm roasting and stir frying. Eggs are super expensive right now, so not getting much off of that. But beyond that, it's like a lot of just sandwiches. But yeah, no, just a steady set of like vegetables, grains, and mostly rice for the grains. And like protein that I try and vary off between like non-red meat and tofu.
Okay. Very nice. Oh, so is that to keep yourself from getting too fat or thin, or trying to lean yourself out a little bit more?
I'm trying to lean myself out, honestly. The big thing, I was in Japan like a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. I had been doing conditioning so I could do, but that being said, like like the steps were fine when he was like doing this stuff at home in my home gym, but when I was moving so often and like my shoes weren't the best, like my left foot got really messed up. I thought I had like plantar fasciitis. It was very difficult to get around.
Ooh.
So I'm just like, if I can just like make it a little bit leaner, a little bit easier, maybe that'll be a bit better. Maybe I can dunk. No promises, but we can try. A guy can dream. A guy can dream.
Indeed, indeed. As long as you're dreaming, that's all that matters. Very nice. Well, I hope that all works out for you.
I mean, it would be better.
Yep. Oh, yep, and on to our...
I really want to dunk.
Yep. Yep, on to our next question. If you could go anywhere around the world, where would you want to go?
The cop-out is to say Japan, but I've been there twice, but that doesn't mean I don't still want to go to Japan. So, like, because, like, I want to explore a lot more, because the first time it was, like, 4 days, it wasn't enough, and I had chose to, just be mostly in Tokyo and a little bit in Chiba. This time around, we did, like, a city tour. The first week was in Tokyo. We did a little bit in Osaka, and then Nagoya. So that triangle was something, but I want to spend a little bit more time. I want to actually climb Mount Fuji. I want to be healthy enough to do that. I want to maybe go to Hokkaido and do with some snow stuff, and maybe I hit the lower islands. Like, if I can have a good train experience, any place where there's good public transit, I'm gonna enjoy it. But like, I'm getting better every time in terms of just being able to like function there. I think a third time's gonna be really fun.
Ah, nice, nice. Oh yeah, what have you tried out some of the what's some of your favorite food in Japan, actually? Besides the takoyakis.
So yeah, if we're talking about favorite, takoyaki in Osaka for certain was one of my favorite things to get. I got that. I had that this go around, and it was so worth it, so worth the hype. And what I was most impressed with was, I think it was like okonomiyaki, which is a big egg dish where you're gonna put over like some noodles. And the one we got was actually Nagoya, and it was so huge. And I had asked for one with like some extra sauce, and it was like just so hot. I burned my tongue, but the taste was burned into my tongue and the roof of it. So honestly, I'm calling it a win. That unfortunately, they're not lying when they say the convenience stores are great food. So those sandwiches are good. Anything they heat up for you. Family chicken might be a bit overrated, but like, they will have good bento boxes. But in terms of restaurant, it's got to be the okonomiyaki. Have you done any good like Japanese street food?
Unfortunately, I have not, but I did try out tonkotsu ramen though. It was really good.
Really? Where at?
It's at this Asian place where I live.
No, where at? Like, was it a...
Oh, not at Japan, at least. I haven't been to Japan. So that's about the closest thing there is to that.
Oh, okay. Like a dive bar level of that, because I remember like whenever I was in college, the grimier it looked, the better.
Ah, okay.
Because like the idea was you would go and find like, it's like the, have you ever heard of the idea that like if you're going to a Chinese restaurant, you want to, the best Chinese restaurants are the one where you see like the kid on the iPad behind the counter while their parents are doing all the cooking, because that means it's not corporate and like it's an actual family place.
Ah, yep, very true. Yeah, I think I've only seen at least one restaurant that does that. It's like downtown in my city. I think that was a very, very long time ago. So I can't say I remember the details of it. But food definitely looked really good and less corporate though.
Yeah, no, sometimes you'll end up getting... Sometimes you might get food poisoning, but, you know... Good tasting Chinese food.
Right.
Things are worth taking risks.
Indeed, indeed. Just like Uncle Roger says. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Good food is worth dying for. Indeed, indeed. Up on to our next question, and this is where we're going into VTuber territory now.
Yeah, shoot.
Yep, okay, here we go. Who or what was your biggest inspiration for becoming a VTuber?
Let's see. I'd have to say it's got to be Amelia Watson. It's got to be Amelia Watson. Because I was originally one of those people who got into the VTuber craze during Hollow Myth, and you know, because like we had so much time, and I was already in in college, so it was like a proper time to do that because we had a lot of space to do that level of exploration, and I just loved everything that she was doing because she seemed to just be like a trailblazer in like all the technical aspects, really just the most adept at like planning this kind of stuff, and also just like really playing with the form. It's part of why you see so many outfits, and because like you get to experiment. And also I do think that like while she's not the most polished singer, I think that just having someone who, you know, is just there having the most fun that they can and just vibing is the ideal like karaoke experience. So I would always tune into that stuff because she would do it at like 3 in the morning and go for like 4 hours. And I do say that like my yearly tradition has been just to watch her New Year's karaoke's. Like even when we got to be with other people again after, you know, the stuff, I would still sneak out and be like, I'll put this VTuber stream on while everyone else around me is doing regular people stuff. I don't need to be normal. So yeah, definitely her. Definitely her.
Ah, nice, nice. So I think it's also safe to say Amelia Watson's also your Oshi too?
Oh yeah, no, for certain, for certain. I mean, like, currently she's not practicing. Well, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I think she's doing something right now, but like Amelia Watson is currently shelved for a minute. I have other Oshis. I definitely have other Oshis. Like I'll watch a lot of Shiori. I was a big. The worst part is like I have an Oshi graveyard to the left of me because it's just like Mume merch, Fauna merch, Ame merch, all of that in a row, by the way. So it's been a rough couple of months for one Kaz Cassidy, but there's always other VTubers that I would say like are Oshi worthy, especially in the indie space.
Nice.
I think Doki's got to be a big one up there too. Definitely someone I try and go for whenever I see. Yeah. Oh, and Gigi Murren. G Murren is love the chaos. Love the chaos.
Yep.
Hey Nochi, what's
nice.
up?
Yep, man. Welcome to the stream, and Nochi. How you doing? Ah, very nice, very nice, very nice Oshis actually.
Really? Who's your Oshis?
Let's see. I'd say the very first Oshi of mine would be Natsume Moe, of course. And then I'd say after that, well, I actually been in the VTubing scene since around 2007 with Kizuna Ai and such. So I guess Kizuna Ai would technically also be an Oshi as well. And then
How are you feel? I know they brought Kizuna Ai like back, like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, new voice actor. So,
yep.
Have you been keeping up with that?
Oh yeah, I've been keeping up with that. She also recently returned and had some music video as well. Music video was actually pretty good. And then I've also been keeping up with
good to hear it.
Other really OG VTubers like Nekomina, Hinata, as well as Cyber Goshiro as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Did any of those like cross over into like the oh god, is it Utaite sphere? Because I remember like V singers were definitely something that's kind of been like dormant, because I think there's been a lot of like mix in the trades where they're also being streamers and also being, you know, idols at this point.
Oh, yep. I think there's been like a few of them. I think Shigure Ui is also one too. Yep. And then
Ui's got some good stuff going on.
Yeah. Then I think around that time, I think also I haven't heard a song from Cyber Goshiro or Hinata lately from years, but I think Hinata mostly streams now.
Oh, well, that's good for them. Good for them. Do you have any inspirations in like the I guess like we were talking about, you know, the girls. Anyone in like the male VTubing sphere that you look up to?
Oh, yep, there's quite a few actually. Let's see, from Niji Sanji, I think there was Vox Akuma, and then there's also every member of Hollowstar. So most of the Hollowstars are practically my male Oshis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Oh, really? So, like, who's your Kami Oshi on the male side?
My Kami Oshi would have to be Regis Altair. Mostly because I really like his voice and, well, some of the chill vibes he gets.
See, I was, See, he's chill. I get that. That fits you. And it makes more sense because my Oshi was Magni Desmond. So... all my Oshis keep leaving, but no, I'm enjoying some of the Niji En boys. I'm liking Doppio. I love when guys get a little bit chuny, and he's the shinobiest person I've seen in a while. And like, you know, Vandercrow Bringer, he's got some really cool merch. I've got some that I've got to pass along to some friends, and you know, I mean, pour one out for Ike Evelyn's online presence because that stuff is all deleted. But he was good when he was here.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, hopefully he does come back as someone else, because Niji Sanji definitely did him dirty with that termination.
I don't know. I don't think it was a termination. I think it was a sudden graduation.
Oh, sudden graduation. Oh, yeah,
I'm pretty sure that he had said that he said he wanted to like fully get off of the internet, and I think that's been kind of corroborated. So I think Ike's gonna just, you know, do their best as they continue on. So I wouldn't hold up hope for that. Unfortunately, for some of my friends of whom they are their Oshis. So
right.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. But yeah, hopefully he does return someday. Oh, yep. Next up, it's on the questions. How did you come up with your name?
Yeah, so here's the fun part. It's a mix of what could be seen as three names. It was some of my favorite characters in fiction. Pulling in from the wrestling, the stuff. The Cassidy comes from Orange Cassidy from All Elite Wrestling.
Ooh.
If you the 40s, I think he's currently injured. Where he's the guy with jeans on, really acrobatic, really good. A small guy, but he has an insane Superman punch. And I've been a big fan of AEW since it started, so I've seen him live. So I was like, well, you know what? That's the kind of I want the chill vibes there. That's the last name. And I was like, well, what's the first part? I want to have an alliteration. Because I was like, well, I'm not going to use a Japanese name because I don't want to, like, you know, imperialize the name that I probably shouldn't have. So I was like, Cassidy is distinct enough to be anywhere in the States. So I was like, I can afford to be something else. So I was like, let's do Kaz. And it goes from one of two ways. When people are feeling like I'm a bit pathetic, I always say it's like, yeah, I'm named after Kazuya Kinoshita from Rent-A-Girlfriend. What did you expect? But on the other end, the other person that I really like to name myself off of, it's Kazuma from Konosuba. Because I read all those like light novels. I watched as much of the anime as it came out, and I'm like, you know what? I think he's crafty. I think he's sly. I think he's also freaking hilarious, and also kind of a coward. So I was like, it still matches the first name. So it goes Kazuya or Kazuma, however we feel like it, and then Orange Cassidy from AEW Wrestling. So that's where we got the synthesis of those names into two. Now, if you're asking about any of the other character names that I've got going on, the British one, that one I don't even know where that came from. There's another one that that shows up on the channel, and I also got banned off Twitter for cyberbullying Kaz Cassidy. That's Zach Chastity. And then, oh god, I've disappeared.
Yep. Yep.
And then, like, there's a bunch of other ones. The Jonkler's there just because the word Joker is too clear. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Very nice. Oh yeah, and that's definitely quite the development. And I think the other question that follows through with that is, why did you choose the name you have as well?
That's why. Because I was like, I can't dox my name, so the answer was like, what's the closest thing we can get? Things I really like, I choose to be these people. So that's those names.
Okay, very nice. Very good. Yep, very interesting story, I must say.
I guess in that case, Terence, where did you get Terence from?
Well, as far as where Terence came from, I'd say it is technically my actual name, but we don't really experiment with it that much. But if I did have to be a little bit more creative, but
I was gonna say, because I was like, how did you get a first name VTuber name? It's like, that is wild. There are like 5 other Kaz VTubers, and I've been trying to like slowly but surely like create a proxy war and see who gets the copyright claims there. And that's only no current grabbers for that.
Yeah, understandable. Yep, I pretty much just went with Terence because I'm pretty bad at faking things.
Dang.
But yeah.
So if I asked you for your social security number, would you give me the real one?
No. Definitely not, especially since
Okay, so you're learning. Good to know.
Yep, I don't think I would tell you my home address either, or my bank accounts.
What if I triple dog dare you?
Nah. Anyway, let's move on to our next question.
Okay, alright, fine. I'll stop trying for now.
Okay. What have you learned from being a VTuber so far?
Let's see. I don't know. I guess a lot of things. I mean, like, this is a whole lot of me. Like, there are a lot of me goes into this as an opportunity to, like, you know, be someone who I really want to be. Like, because I used to be a theater kid. I wanted to be a performer, and I've always wanted to, like, let that continue to show. So I've really been able to express myself, explore myself, and figure out, like, you know, what exactly is the me I want to be, and what do I want to put out into the world. For a while, it was a clear distinction. It was like there were 2 me's, the me at work and home, and then the me who's at the screen, who's Kaz. But I'm trying to figure out where's a good balance and where, like, we can reach together for that. So it's really been something that's great for my self-discovery and, like, self-actualization. I mean, of course, I am actually going to therapy now, which is good to augment it so it doesn't become a weird, like, clear split. But, like, personally, it's been great. Other things I've learned, don't do do SEO, but don't do gimmicks for shorts. Definitely don't do that. Machine Gun Kelly has ruined my life in yet another form based on shorts. Make sure that when you reach other people or talk to them, you get their vibe before you commit to doing too much stuff with them, because sometimes you end up on like a big collab and there's like one person you know, and then everyone else knows everyone else, and you're just kind of like that person at a party who's just chilling off in the corner waiting for their friend to be done talking. And then also, I guess the last one is to really try and like minimize as much room for error as possible, because for a while I was doing like some really ambitious stuff with like lore and story work and stuff, and to do that I had to future-proof and set stuff along, so it's really helped with project planning and just like honing that skill. So this has been personally good and developmentally a very good thing for me.
Ah, okay. Very nice, very nice. I'd say the one about the VTuber collabs is definitely true. But I'd say the one thing that I probably will admit to is that it can be a little hard to collab with people when everyone constantly talks over each other, though. At least for me, at least.
That's the thing, because like that's another thing. That's why you need to plan. That's why you need to look up. So like you should get a vibe. You should figure out what the good number is. I've found that the number is like either 4 or 5 max. Like a 10-person one, and everyone streaming their POV. That's not good. I like having ears, and like I'm pretty sure my viewers also like having ears too. So like that's just like sensory overload, dude.
Of course. 4 or 5 is usually good. Anything past that, I think would be a little too chaotic for some people. But I think that depends on how well you can practically endure chaos, or how well you can probably do a vibe check as well.
I mean, you can vibe with as many people as you want, but like if you're gonna be bringing a full drum circle to the party, there's just not gonna be enough space. So I really try and like take into account like what people say in the chat, because like I love hanging out with my friends as much as everyone does, but when people like in chat for me are being like, oh, I wish you would talk to us, I really am trying, but sometimes it just doesn't work. So like it's a balancing act. You got to think about it.
Yep, that's pretty much also why I put like a little disclaimer in like the pinned comments to let people know this is a collab, so I might not interact with chat as much, so try to keep that in mind, but your messages are appreciated. We're not ignoring you, but we don't want to keep throwing things off as we do things as well. And so far, my chat's been pretty understanding about that so far.
Yeah. I mean, Ace has been here for the discourse. Hie was here. I mean, Inochi was here fine, yes.
Yeps.
So, like, yeah, Inochi knows what's up. Hello, Ace. Yeah, I know, I called you out. I knew you were here.
Indeed.
Yeah. No, it's just like, I want to make sure that everyone's having a fun time, and like, while I would enjoy having a fun time with friends, I want to make sure that, chat doesn't feel left out.
Right.
So I try and use polls. I use polls a lot in my chat.
Okay. Makes sense. Yep, on to our next question. Did VTubing bring any changes to you in terms of personality or the new things you experienced?
Yeah. In terms of... Oh, yeah, no, I was just talking about all that in that last question. Yeah, no, it's definitely brought out a better side of me. I was really jaded. I used to be someone who did a lot of stuff out of spite, mainly going into the tech field because I was like, I may as well succeed, so I sold out. I sold out there, and I kind of like gave up on all my hopes and dreams of being like an entertainer. So this has like brought a lot of like joy, and like I've been able to open up a lot more to other people. For because of the work I was doing specifically, when I wasn't being Kaz, I was, Kaz in front of the screen for y'all. I was just kind of like typing away at a keyboard until like 9 o'clock for my actual job. So for a while, I think I just unlearned how to talk to people. And now that I've been doing this for like a year and a half or so, like this new move that I'm doing to where I'm actually going to be like a teacher, a trainer, whatever you want to call it, it comes so much more naturally. So this has actually helped my job prospects after the fact too.
Ah, nice. Ah, good to hear. Good to hear that there's been some positive changes.
Welcome back, Kie. How's it hanging?
Yep, welcome in. Welcome back. Oh, yep, on to our next question. Did you ever once regretted VTubing?
I don't think I did. In the long run, I've never regretted the act of being a VTuber and doing VTubing and doing this whole thing here. There were moments where I was like, I should be regretting it. Like, I should, in all ways, shape, or form, regret the time that like I had to go to the hospital and I kept streaming for a bit longer, and like not just seeing like I was actually having a medical emergency. So that one I should regret, but I do think like doing that helped me grow as a person. Which I mean, disclaimer in the chat: if you need to go to hospital, go to a hospital. But like I think the way it worked out, it was probably something that needed to happen. There have also been times where I've had sometimes things just don't work out when you're talking to people, and like I do regret some of that, but I do think that every kind of thing that you could regret about being a VTuber can also be seen as just like a stepping stone or a lesson to be learned, and I've learned a lot of lessons. So I'm trying to reframe all that stuff into some of the positives, into things I can be constructive about. Oh, hey, what you cooking?
Ah, okay. Very nice. Yep, it's actually pretty good. Of course, as for myself, I will admit I think the one regret I did have is during my first 2 years of VTuber, I may have kind of overshared a little bit myself because I was very, very desperate for acceptance and stuff like that. So if I had to probably name a regret, that's that. But other than that, I don't think I regret VTubing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a stepping stone. Like, I understand that I'm very open with my chat. I've Google Doc read myself, because I had to apologize for, like, putting people through the stress of seeing me go through that issue. But, like, I think, if you are comfortable with sharing an experience that is difficult, I think having that out in the world can still be seen as a good thing. So, like, that's why I try and be open about, like, thoughts, fears, any of this stuff, because God knows, like, when I was seeing VTubers for the first time and I was hearing this kind of stuff during, like, can we say COVID, or is YouTube gonna drop this? During that period of time, I was like, I needed that level of, like, empathy. So if I can extend that out to other people, like, that's the dream. That's the dream.
Okay. Interesting.
Besides that, that's the fun part about being a VTuber. You don't see my face, you don't know my birth name, my legal name. So, like, I can still have that separation while still working through these things and like sharing alongside with that.
Of course. Very true indeed. Oh, yep, on to our next question. Do you feel like you must be very talented to be a good VTuber?
I am someone who has some very strong feelings about the word talent, and I'm going to talk about why I think we shouldn't be thinking of things as talent. We should be thinking of things as hard work and taking opportunities when they come to you. Because when people talk about talent, there's a weird presumption that, like, it's some level of inborn. Like, when someone says, oh, you're so talented, you should sing, you should go on American Idol, you're so talented, you should draw more paintings. Anyone, much like the chef says in Ratatouille, anyone can cook. You just need to cook enough times that it's passable. Because I think that when you say, are you talented? If not, you should not be a VTuber. That really lets out a lot of methods of self-expression. So I think that you can be as untalented as you are. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. But if you want to be successful, that doesn't mean that you have to be talented. Sometimes you just have to push. Sometimes you have to plan. You need to find things you're good at, not that you're talented at. Because you can cultivate good, but the way that we talk about talent is a very stifling thing. It's like the conversations that people will have about like talents in terms of like Naruto and power scaling. You know what I'm saying here? Where people will talk about Neji in the Chunin exams as like, oh, he's this god above men. He knows all the gates. He knows all the pain points. He's the most talented individual we've ever seen. But no one gives a shit about Neji. The people we care about are the people who are doing hard work and pushing towards goals. It's why when Rock Lee drops those weights in that Gaara fight, that is the hypest moment in anime history. I will take no prisoners on that. Beyond that, Naruto. So when you want to be a VTuber, you don't need to think that you need to be freaking Neji. You need to have the tenacity and the ability to push forward to your goals like Rock Lee, even if you're going to get knocked down. That's happened to me a couple times. I haven't stopped. The train doesn't stop unless I tell it to stop. So like, if anyone here is listening and you want to do this, it doesn't matter if you're untalented. Like, if you look at any of my covers for the first year, there is very little talent there. Did not stop me from posting them, and I haven't taken them down, so just keep going. Keep pushing. There's no reason not to. Unless you have other stuff in your non-VTuber life. But like, go. Someone's gonna be there. You may as well be you.
Right. Yep, I can understand that as well. Very understandable, of course. Yep, that was very well put together right there. I can appreciate that. Oh, yep, on to our next question. Oh, we're about 2 hours in. Okay, perfect timing. What's your favorite thing about becoming a VTuber?
I get to have red hair again. That's only half a joke. I dyed my hair in college red. It was the best color shade of red I could have gotten, and my hair is has grown and much darker, so I can't do that. But the best thing about VTubing, it's got to be like reinvigorating, like the spark of creation, and being able to be like, yeah, human beings are multifaceted, and like you can actually cultivate more than just like your work life. You can have like other things about you, and you can present what you want to present. Let's see. Ace is saying, and Ace, you know what? You're right. I shouldn't be mean to Neji.
Yep, absolutely true.
There is some level of work for Neji. I do think that Gaara did less than that, and he had a higher base than that. But Rock Lee had a low floor, and he raised that ceiling really high. So that growth is what I'm more looking at. Neji is commendable. Rock Lee might be more commendable.
Right. Very much so. And now, on to our last question. Do you have any words to your fans?
To my fans?
Yep.
One of these days I will give you a name. It's been weird. The reason I can't give you a name is because you guys keep trying to be called the Gooners or the Bottom Sandwiches, and we're not that channel. In terms of other things, things you should take from me. Life isn't going to be the same forever. I might not be Kaz Cassidy today. I might not be Kaz Cassidy tomorrow. But hey, I mean, like, be who you can be when you want to be, and if you can't, fake it. There's so much life to live, and if you want to spend that life watching VTubers, being a VTuber, I say just do it. It's helped so much. I mean, there's been some, like, you know, step backs, but like, that's...
Okay. Very interesting. Oh, yep, and before OBS gives me any more crap, I think it's
Stop the camera. Yeah. I don't know if you're uploading any data right now. I'm catching us like busted. Here, I'll take off the video. Maybe that'll make it run a little quicker. Okay.